are you doing, guys?
आवाज बढ़ा
Okay.
बुक
So Shahid, make it mute, please. And if you have any question, then only please unmute yourself. Okay, perfect. So last few weeks we started the networking course, and first of all, you guys completed successfully computer hardware and networking. Okay, and you might have learned about what is computer. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so now you guys know about computer. Okay, so hardware of computers. Okay, then um, input output devices. Okay, then you know the assembling, like how to assemble the computer hardware, like connecting all the parts to the motherboard. Okay, motherboard, connecting RAM, processor, right? uh, RAM is the motherboard then SMPS and all. Okay, then once you assemble, okay, you're connecting, you're able to install the operating system. Okay, installation of OS. Okay, um, then apart from then you have to learn about BIOS setup. Okay, like how to build a complete computer. Okay, apart from this troubleshooting, then software installation, other application installation, everything you learn. Okay, now you guys know what is computer, how to repair the computers, what are the problems in the computer, what is the hardware, how to install the software, um, what are the problems in the hardware, how to assemble that. So this is a complete part. You know that, you know, the single computer, how to make it. Then we learn about the networking. What is networking? Connecting two or more than two computers, okay, via shared media. Okay, so let's say this is your computer one, this is your computer two. Okay, and you are connecting this computer via cable. Okay, so the cables, you know about the copper cable, and you recently done with the how to build the cable, crimping and all, right? So now if you are able to connect two computers, okay, via cable, and what else you needed? You needed IP addresses. You guys know about the MAC address, you guys know about the IP address, because these two computer, if you want to communicate with them, then you need a IP address. Okay, you need IP address here, you need IP address here. Let's say the IP address you have given here, something 192.168.10.1, and this computer IP address 192.168.10.2. Okay, now you can ping to the from the computer 1 to computer 2, computer 2 to computer 1, and if they're able to ping, then your networking is successful. Okay, then now you can share the data. Like how to sharing the data? Then you guys know about like sharing. We can share file, folder, or we can share the printer, We can share the internet. Okay, so you can share this stuff. So the networking, you know, and when we learn about the networking, so we understand two things. One is peer to peer, and second is server client. So these are the two major topics, types of networking. So peer to peer means here we create a work group, and here in the server client we use a Microsoft servers. Okay, now you guys know about the work group, like how the work group get created, how to make multiple computers, okay, in one. So guys, just a second, I need to connect my charger. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So like from one computer to multiple computers. So now you can actually, you are making a LAN. You guys can build a LAN. Like what are the requirement for the LAN? These hardwares and the softwares. Okay. If you are able to, if you guys are confident to, if I give you today two computers, okay. So are you able to do the networking of those computers? If yes, then you're done with the computer network, hardware networking. And if you're able to connect two computers for the sharing data and the peripherals, then you can connect multiple computers. You can build a LAN actually. So this is actually your LAN. Okay, you can build a LAN. And now parallelly, as we know, these computers, if there are two computers, that's fine. But if you have 4 computers, 8 computers, then you need a switches. Okay, switch. So what we need a switch, it is also called a central access device, where you are going to connect these cables. You are going to connect this computer cable here, this computer cable here. Similarly, if you have more computers tomorrow, then those computers also you are going to connect here. Okay, and now also you guys started learning a switching, right? So you started your journey from computer hardware to the software to the networking to the switches. Okay, so switching, it is required in the LAN. If you want to build your LAN, then you need a switch. And what we are learning a Cisco switches. Cisco switches, they use iOS operating system, Internet Network Operating System, iOS. And the Cisco switches, they are the intelligent device. They have their CAM table, content addressable memory. So they store the MAC addresses. Like let's say this is the port 1, port 2, port 3, port 4. So on which port, which MAC address is connected. So it will keep information, it will keep a track of that information. Okay, so this is how the switching work. and you will have an option to, let's say you want to shut down this port. Yes, by using the CLI, like actually you are able to log in, you can program this switch. Okay, and you can, if you want to shut down this switch port, then even the cable is connected, this computer will be out of your network. So you have rights of that. You can view which MAC address, which computers connected here. And this switch, it is working on the L2 level. L2 means data link layer, and this cable work on the L1 layer. What L1 means? Physical layer. See guys, your interviews will be based on the OSI model. Okay, they will ask what is layer 1, what is layer 2, what is layer 3. Okay, so now you are able to build the LAN. So now in the LAN, now we started learning about like VLAN and the trunk. Okay, now see actually how we, just have a look how we are extending our steps from single computer to two computers to multiple computers to the switching, then switching to the routing, and then we will see the servers and also complete infrastructure like build you're able to see here. Okay, you're getting that knowledge. Okay, so now if I in the VLAN, so in the last lecture we talk about the VLAN. So in the switching, these are some topics which you are going to learn. So switching, we already know it does a switching, and CAM table it use all the endpoints like your PC, your IP phones, printer, cameras, wireless access point, everything will get connected to the switches, right? So switches look like this. Okay, L2 and L3 switches available. Okay, we already discuss about this one, and there are some core switches as well, some high-end switches where which will have generally used in as a core switch. Okay, then we Cisco has also Nexus switch. Okay, here normally if you build a LAN, okay, so if the LAN don't have a VLAN, so by default, see this is the interview question, by default every port of the switch, it is in the VLAN 1, VLAN 1, this port also, this port also, this port also, every port of the switch in the VLAN 1. That's why if you put 192.168. let's say 10.1 IP address to this guy and 192.168.10.2 to this guy, then they can ping to each other. Why they are able to ping? The first thing, they are belongs to the same VLAN. VLAN is nothing but the network. If you change, okay, then we talk about the VLAN. What is VLAN? Virtual local area network. Logical separation of the physical switch. Okay, you have 48 port. Okay, you can divide the ports into VLANs. Okay, so if you assign these 16 ports in red VLAN, then any computers, let's say these computers are connected here. Okay, these ports. So these computers, whoever connected in the red VLAN, they should be belongs to the same network. Let's say 192.168.10.1, 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, 10.4, 10.5, because they are VLAN 1. And when you are using a blue VLAN, okay, then it should have a separate network. Let's say 192.168, 20.1, 20.2, 20.3, 20.4. So it will be a separate network. Similarly, for green 192.168, you can use 30.1, 30.2, 30.3. So they will be, VLAN means separate network, separate VLAN, separate network. So what will happen? The only red VLAN can communicate to red VLANs machines. Blue VLAN can communicate to blue VLAN, and green VLAN can communicate to the green VLAN. So that's the advantage of the VLAN. Okay, physical separation. So in the last lecture, we have seen how to create the VLAN. Okay, how to see the VLAN. And today also we will see that again. Okay, then see how the VLAN when the blue packet, if it came. So now look at this one. So the red is going to the red VLAN only. For example, now see here, if blue broadcast packet came, so it will go to the blue VLAN only, and red will go to the red VLANs only, whether it is in different building or what. Regardless of the building, if you are if you are in uh, what is called blue VLAN, will talk to blue VLAN, and red VLAN will talk to red VLAN only. There is no communication. Even they are sitting beside. Let's say Ubayd and Akram, they sit beside, but they cannot talk to each other. They feel like they are in the same switch, same place, but there is no communication. Because VLAN, it will separate the communication. Okay, you can put you can sit HR and employee there, but HR data cannot see by the employee. Why? Because they are into separate VLAN. Separate VLAN means separate network. Okay, so that's the VLAN. Then use of VLAN, see here the same thing we have discussed. Like if you have 3 buildings, okay, and you can, regardless of the location, see one blue VLAN here, one blue VLAN here, one blue VLAN here. So they will feel they are physically they are separated, but logically they are into one place. Okay, that's the use of the VLAN. So we talk about the VLAN, and we have done the lab of the VLAN. So we will see that again today also. Then we talk about the trunking. What is trunking? Trunking is when you want to connect 2 switches. See, in the last lecture, we had discussed there are 2 types of ports. One is access port. Access port. One is a trunk port. Access port means what? See, when you connect a PC here, when you connect a PC here to the switch, then it will be access port. Why? Because access port will be part of one VLAN. See, what you can do is you can make this port in VLAN 10, VLAN 20, or VLAN 1. So it means it's access port. But trunk port is generally used to connect 2 different switches. Okay, trunk port, it carry multiple VLANs. What is trunk? In the last lecture we saw the detail. Let's say the red VLAN, he want to send some data to the red VLAN. So there is one machine here, and also there is one machine here. See, they connected to 3 different floors, 3 different switches. Okay, but they are part of same subnet. They are part of same VLAN. Okay, so what will happen when this frame it goes here? So what switch will do? What trunk port will do? It will see. Okay, so this is the source MAC. This is the destination MAC. So it will add a tag. Okay, this is a VLAN 10. Then this frame will go here. When this frame come here to this switch, so what this switch will see first? 1 second. What is your tag? So it will see, oh, okay, your VLAN 10, right? Okay, fine. Then this packet will go to this here only. Similarly, if green you want to send here, so while sending the frame, the trunk port, it will add a tag of which the frame belongs to which VLAN. Let's say the green VLAN is a VLAN 20. So it will add here, it will pass here, and this switch, it will see, okay, the tag is green, so the frame belongs to here. So it will just send that packets to these guys, whoever connected here. So that's the beauty of the trunk. So access port, single VLAN. Trunk port, multiple VLAN. So trunk port, it carry multiple VLANs. So VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40. So this trunk port will know all the VLANs. Access port belongs to one VLAN only. So very important. And what protocol we use in the trunk? We use .1Q. 8.2. It is also called .1Q frame. So what it does, see there is a source MAC, destination MAC. So it will add a VLAN tag into the existing frame and it will pass from one switch to another switch. So trunk, see whenever a machine or a switch or router or firewall, if they do anything, then there is a protocol behind that. And what is meant by protocol? Protocol means a set of rules. Let's say one switch to another switch, you are sending a data. So how the switch is understanding that the packet is belongs to which VLAN? So switch is adding a tag into the packet, into the frame. So the procedure of adding that tag is called a protocol. So this .1q protocol, it is a trunking protocol. Okay, so it is only, this protocol only used when switch to switch communication is happening and this cable is connected to this switch, then only this .1q protocol will use. Okay, so we have seen that trunk. So now today's topic. So actually in today's topic, we will do that lab, VLAN, trunk, and we will see that lab again. Okay. So now VTP. So see, whenever a problem, there is a solution. So what was the problem here with the trunking? So the problem here was, let's say you have a 1 or 2 or 3 switches. So, and you have, let's say 5 VLANs. So you need to go and configure those 5 VLANs in every switch. Every switch, you need to configure those 5 VLANs manually. You need to log into the switch and configure the VLANs, right? Manual procedure. Tomorrow, if suppose you are adding another switch, then again you need to go and configure those VLANs again. So VLAN number need to be same, name need to be same. Then your manual work is getting added. So that is why the VTP came into picture. So what is this one? VTP, Virtual LAN Trunking Protocol. So it's a Cisco proprietary. Proprietary means it is running only on the Cisco switches. Cisco proprietary. Okay. It used to share the VLAN configuration with multiple switches to maintain consistency. VTP allow an administrator to add, delete, rename, and the VLAN. So what is the advantage here? Now listen here carefully. If suppose you have 4 switches, okay, you have 4 switches and you need to create 10 VLANs in each switch. So you no need to go and create 10 VLANs in each switch. What you can do is, as you know, these switches are already connected to the trunk port. So what you can do, you can configure the VTP and you can configure the VLANs in one switch only. So automatically all VLANs will pass to other switches. That is like automation. You no need to log in here. You no need to configure the VLAN in another switches. Why? Because it will get propagated. So that's the beauty of VLAN, VTP. So what VTP does, you just see administrative burden is getting decreased now. If suppose you have 50 VLAN and you have 50 switches, so just think about the manual work. 50 switches, how you are going to configure the 50 VLANs, how much time it will take. So instead of that, what you can do, you can just configure the 50 VLAN in one switch. It will pass to all the VLANs. And how it is passing? By using this protocol, VTP protocol. Okay, in that there are 3 modes are there. The switch where we are going to configure the VLAN, we need to make that switch as a server switch, or we can say server mode. So what will happen? Only in that switch you can configure the VLANs, and remain switches you can make it in the client mode. So let's say this remaining switches are in client mode. So you cannot configure the VLAN into that switches. Even If you try to create, it will not allow. So what does it mean? It means you can configure the VLAN on these switches only. Like only the server switch you can make a VLAN. Rest all the switches you need to rest all the switches, they will take the VLAN from the server switch, right? Let's say 10 VLAN you configure here, 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. So in the server switch you can configure the VLAN. Then in the client switches, if these switches are in client mode, they will take the VLAN from the server switch. You no need to configure that again. Okay, and there is another, in this diagram you can see here very clearly. Now see here, let's say 4 switches are connected here. Okay, let's say they are into 4 different floors. So you connected these switches via trunk port. See, from trunk to trunk port we use. So when we use the trunk port to connect 2 different switches, okay, so you connected here. Now what you can do is, let's say you want to configure 4 VLANs. So what you can do, you can make this switch mode into server mode. You can make the first switch as a server switch. Okay, so how to make that we will see that. Okay, for that, see what you need to do, you need to create one domain. Then you need to say that the switch belongs to which mode. Let's say I'm making this switch as a server mode and making this switch as a client mode. So what will happen when you create these 4 VLANs, automatically this VLAN will get passed here. And in this switch, when you see the show VLAN, automatically you will see those 4 VLANs. That's the beauty. And let's say there is one more mode that is called transparent. Transparent means what? This switch, actually you don't want those VLANs, but to this switch you have another floor connected where you need these VLANs, 4 VLANs. So you, in that case, you can make this switch as a transparent. So what it will do, this switch will not take the VLAN, but it will just pass the VLANs. And this switch is again client mode. So it will see all the red, brown, green, and pink VLAN. All these VLAN will come here. But in the transparent, you will not see VLANs. So it is like a mirror. It will just take and it will pass the VLANs. Client mode, it will take all the VLANs. Server mode, it just create the VLANs. Transparent, it will take and it will pass to the VLANs. So 3 modes in the VTP. Client mode, server mode, client mode, and the transparent. Okay, so let's have a look on the switch. One second. Okay, so now this is the packet tracer. Okay, and if you don't get handy with the packet tracer, then it's very difficult. Why? Because this is the tool to learn the networking. Okay, so now there is a switch. So what you can do is you can take, let's say 3 switches, 4 switches, one switch here, one switch here, one switch here, one switch here, 4 switches. See, if you and you are making this switch as a VTP server. This switch you are making VTP CLIENT, client 1. This switch we want to make VTP transparent, and this switch we want to make VTP client 2. Okay, so now I have just taken the 4 switches. It is not yet connected. Now what I want, I need to connect it via trunk port. So now see here, if you remember, Mubin sir might have teach you, there are in the copper cable, there are 2 types of cable, straight cable and cross cable. Okay, so in the packet tracer, you can see here, straight cable. See, straight cable means when you are connecting 2 different devices, let's say PC to the switch, 2 different devices, then you need to use a straight cable. But cross cable, when to use the cross cable? When you are connecting 2 similar devices, PC to PC, switch to switch, router to router. So we are connecting 2 same devices, then that's why for the trunk port, we need to use the cross cable. Why? Because trunk is I'm connecting from one switch to another switch. So for the trunking, generally, the last ports are getting used. Last ports of the switch are reserved for the trunk port. Actually, it is a standard practice. So now let's say from port number 23 to port number 23, I'm connecting here. So this is, I'm making it a trunk port. See, when you connect, it will not become a trunk. You need to make it trunk. Okay. So now another port, let's say 24 to 23 of this port. And also from this port to 24 to 24. Okay. You connected this one. So now, next thing. Now you need to go to the switch one by one. So now I'm going to this switch. Go to the CLI. Okay. So see, by default, I'm in user mode. So I need to make enable. Okay. So now always, to avoid confusion, always first give the host name to the switch. Let's say config terminal, short form config T, config terminal, host name. Host name I will say VTP server. Okay. Why? Because I'm doing VTP lab. That's why I'm making it the VTP server. Then exit. So now if you see the default show VLAN, can you see by default all the ports, all your ports, see all these ports are in VLAN 1 by default. And if you say show trunk, that's another command. Show interface trunk. Do you see any trunk here? No, there is no trunk because you need to configure the trunk. Let's say how many interfaces are here? Show IP interface brief. See, I'm putting the short form. That's the beauty of iOS. It will take the short form. Otherwise, I need to write all. Show IP interface brief. See this command. And let's say instead of brief, if I put a spelling mistake, what will happen? It will say invalid command. So the beauty of Cisco is, if suppose you don't know the full command, just put the BR and put the tab. So automatically it will capture the name. Similarly for the interface, show IP interface, right? So just put INT and put the tab. Automatically tab will come, interface will come. BR brief. Or you can take a full command, or you can make a short command. See, show IP interface brief. Show IP interface brief. Done. So this command will tell you all your interfaces, up, down, and all. If suppose you want to see any interface, specific interface, so just say show interface, fast Ethernet 0x1. So can you see here? You will see the detail. What is the interface status? See line protocol and both protocols showing down. Why? Because there is nothing is connected there. And here you can see the switch, it is down. It is 100 Mbps. Can you see? The speed of this port is 100 Mbps. It means copper. So there is a 1 gig interface also available. 10 gig interface also available. Okay. So you can use that. So it will also give you the detail of like input and output. It's the traffic is going on and those things you can see here. Okay. There is another command, show switch port, show interface switch port. So when I put this command, so now here you will see the detail. So now see, it will give detail of every port. So now this is my fast Ethernet, this is 0x1. This is my first port. What it is saying, by default, this switch port is enable. Enable means when you connect some cable there, it will be connected. Okay, then administrative mode, dynamically auto. It is dynamic auto mode. Whether you can make it access or trunk, it is your choice. Okay, then operation mode is down right now. And encapsulation by default, if you make it trunk, it will take a .1q protocol. And can you see negotiation of trunking is on by default? What does it mean? It means if in last lecture we have seen, if you make switch 1 port 24 as a trunk port, so switch 2 port will automatically become trunk. Why? It is happening because of the by default the negotiation of trunking is on. So guys, this is an interview question, that the by default the trunking is on negotiation. So if you make one side trunk, other side will become a trunk, but the make sure that cable is connected. Okay, so these are some more details. So these details are required. So let's say, for example, I'm going to config terminal fast Ethernet, sorry, interface fast Ethernet 0x1, and I'm making it shut down. Okay, shut down and just go end. So now again put this command, show interface switch port. So now if you go above, so what it is saying, see, it is operational is down. Okay, we have not connected the any interface, so we will not see that anything. So we can see the status of the interface and all. So let's say I'm connecting one interface here, one machine here. Okay, let's one of the PC I'm connecting here to this switch. So which cable? Straight cable. So from here, fast Ethernet 0 to the first interface. So it is showing a red mark. Why it is red mark? Let me go back to the switch. Okay, now let's go back, show interface switch port. It is showing all. But if you put this command, show IP interface brief. And if you look at here, can you see the first port? It is showing as a administratively down because I put that port as a shutdown as an administrator. If you want to see that, you can see that from show running configuration. If you go there, and can you see here interface fast, there is a shutdown command under the interface. But if you see other interfaces, there is nothing here. But in the fast Ethernet 0x1, I put the shutdown. Right? That's why the interface is not coming up. So what I can do, interface config terminal. Okay, apart from that, If you want to see the detail of the interface, show interface fast Ethernet 0x1. So you can see here, see, disabled. It is administratively down. So if I go back and on that port, config terminal, interface fast Ethernet 0x1, no shutdown. If you put this, and now if you look at back again, so now what it is saying? It is saying, see, the interface is up, line protocol is up, and it is showing connected. And something is connected, so MAC address is here. And the 100 speed is there. And if you want to see now, show MAC address table. Can you see? Switch automatically detected that this MAC address is connected. So if I go back, show IP interface brief, so you can see these ports. But I want to see the port belongs to which VLAN. So I can say show VLAN. So I can see here, there is only one VLAN. So by default, all ports are in one VLAN, right? So this is how we troubleshoot, we see the status of the interfaces and all. Okay. Now my next job is I need to make this port as a VTP server mode and this all interface to be trunk mode. So for that, what you need to do, first go to this switch port, sorry, server, VTP server, see the command, show VTP status. This is the new command for you, show VTP status. It will tell you the VTP is which domain. Currently there is no domain. What is the version? Everything is nothing is there. So VTP not configured, it means. So now, see the three commands you know now. Show VLAN, it will tell you what are the VLANs. Show interface trunk, it will tell you which are the trunk. Currently no trunk. And show VTP status, it will tell you what is the VTP status. And can you see, by default, every switch will be in server mode of the VTP server mode. So now let's configure the trunk first. Okay. And before configuring trunk, let's go in every switch and give some name there. So I will go to the CLI. This is the port, enable, config terminal, host name. I will say VTP CLIENT client 1. Next, I will go to the switch, this switch. I will go to the CLI, enable, config terminal, host name. I will say VTP transparent. Done. Then next is go to this port, this last switch, and go to CLI and enable config terminal, host name, VTP transparent, VTP client 2. Done. So now, see one more command I'm going to introduce you. If you go to any switch, this switch, and here, just put the command show CDP neighbor. And can you see what it is saying? Very useful command. It is saying what is your neighbor. See, it is saying there is VTP server and VTP transparent. Two switches are connected. Their platform is this one, and they connected via port 23. And your port, local port is 24 and 23. Which switch it is? VTP client 1. And if you go and see here, see VTP client 1, left side server 1 is connected, VTP server and VTP transparent is connected. So show CDP neighbor. This is another command for you. Show CDP neighbor. See, show version to see the version and all. Show MAC address table to see the MAC addresses. Show clock to see the timing. Show IP interface brief to see the interfaces. To see specific interface, show interface fast Ethernet 0x1. It will give you the detail of that interface. You want to see the switch interfaces detail, show switch ports. Show interface switch ports. Done. You want to see the trunk, show interface trunk. You want to see the VTP, show VTP status. You want to see the VLAN, show VLAN and show CDP neighbor. Can you see how many commands you are? So just now, if I see show history, see how many commands I put. I can copy it and I can paste you in the chat. So these all commands you need to be get handy. Okay. Now what we did, we just connected physical switches and we configure the host name. Now the first thing you need to configure the trunk. Okay. Which port we selected as a trunk? Port 24. So config terminal interface fast Ethernet 0x24. Sorry, 23 it is connected, I think. You want to verify? Do show IP interface brief. Go down. Okay, can you see up means port number 23 is connected. So what we can do, interface fast Ethernet 0x23, switch port mode trunk. Done. Your port become trunk now. Now if you go back and say show interface trunk now, can you see it is saying port 23 is a trunk now and it is passing all the VLANs. And it is using the .1Q protocol and it is mode is on and it is trunking. This port status is in trunking, right? So that's the beauty. Now you need to go back to this switch. And here, can you see here? Some notification came here. What it is saying? See, it is saying port 23 become trunk. How it become trunk? Did I make any changes? Now see here, show interface trunk. See, automatically this become trunk. Why it is happening? Because of this one. Show interface switch port. Because by default, the negotiation of trunking is on. That's why this port become trunk automatically. But still you need to make a trunk. How to make trunk? Config terminal. Now I'm introducing a new command, the range command. So now in this switch, see for this switch, I need to make port 23 and 24. Two ports I need to make a trunk. So I can club them into one command. So what is that command? I can say interface range fast Ethernet 0x23 space hyphen space 24. See, I'm into the range now. So whatever command I will put, it will go to the both commands. So I will say switch port mode trunk. Done. So now if you end it and see show interface trunk, can you see now? Port 23, 24 are in trunk now. So this is done. So now let's go back to this switch. And here also I have same thing. So what I can do in my previous command, I can copy the command. So if I go to config terminal, do show history. Can you see here? I'm able to do show history. In the do show history, config range command. So I can copy this. I will go to this switch. I will go to config terminal and I can paste that. See, it's done. I made my life simple. Show interface trunk. See, 2 ports are in trunk. Perfect. And the last, if you go here, this switch, so you can notice here, show interface trunk. See, automatically, okay, trunk not yet done. So config terminal, interface, fast Ethernet, 0 by 24, switch port, mode, trunk. So now if you look at here, show interface trunk 24. So now what I did, I connected 4 switches. I use their host name, and I just created the trunk. Now we need to configure the VTP. How we can configure the VTP? Config terminal. First, I will say VTP. You need to create a domain. VTP domain. Let's say VTP domain is CCNA. Okay. Then you have a rights to create the VTP password also, so that if you know the password, then only the switch can become a VTP domain, and it can take a VLANs. So you, for the security, you can configure the password. VTP password, let's say CCNP. Domain created, this one. Now very important command now, VTP mode. If you put the question mark, see, you can make this switch in VTP mode client, VTP mode server, VTP mode transparent. So this switch we decided to go VTP mode server. Done. So it is saying it is already in server because by default every switch is in the server mode. So what are the command? Do show history. If I see do show history, can you see I created domain, password, and the VTP mode. I can copy it. You can put it into the notepad. Okay. Let's say you can say CLINT. So see, same thing I'm copying here. VTP domain, VTP password and all. So I will go back to this switch and I will say show VTP status. Just have a look here. Can you see the domain automatically came here? Why? Because it came via trunk. But still, can you see here? It is into the server mode. If you go to this switch and have a look here, show VTP status, there is no domain. Why? Because transparent mode, it will not take the domain. And if you go back to this switch, the last switch, and if you have a look here, show VTP status, so domain is not came here. So you need to do something there. So now see here, so domain is created automatically. Now what I'm going to do, this switch you need to make into the client mode. So what you can do, config terminal, VTP mode client. Done. Similarly, this switch, you need to make this switch config terminal, VTP mode transparent. And this switch, you need to make config terminal, VTP mode client. Done. Show VTP status, our domain not yet came. So what if domain, say domain actually it will should come directly. So what you can do, config terminal, VTP domain CCNA, VTP password CCNP. Done. Show VTP status. So now you can see here. So now we set up a domain, we set up a VTP password, we set up mode. So this guy is a server and this guy is a client. So let's go and try in the client. Can this guy able to create the VLAN? Let's say VLAN 10. Can you see what it is saying? VLAN configuration not allowed when device in the client mode. See, client mode cannot create the VLANs. So only this guy can make a VLAN. So now let's go configure some VLAN. VLAN 10, name red, exit. VLAN 20, name blue, exit. VLAN 30, name, let's say black, end. So now have a look here, show VLAN. Can you see here? See, 3 VLAN came here, but currently still all the ports are in VLAN 1 only. So if you want to take these ports into the VLAN, then you need to go to the port. Let's say I will show you one magical command. Let's say you want this port 13, 14, 15 into VLAN red. So what you can do is config terminal, interface range command, fast Ethernet 0 by 13 hyphen 15. Switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10. This is the command to make the port into the switch, into the particular VLAN. So now if you go back and see show VLAN, can you see here? Port 13, 14, 15, all this. Otherwise, you need to do it separately for each port. But here with the range command, it came here. Okay, but now let's go back and have a look on this switch. In this switch, if you go back and see show VLAN, can you see here? Show VTP status. Somehow VLAN is not propagated. So in that case, what I can do, config terminal, interface range fast Ethernet 0 by 23 to 24. I will make shutdown and then no shutdown. Why I'm doing it, I will tell you. Because I'm expecting the VLAN should be passed from here to here. And VLAN should be come here also. So I'm also refreshing the shutdown means it will refresh the interfaces. But don't shut down your port in production switches. Okay. Interface fast Ethernet 0 by 24. Let's say shutdown, no shutdown. So now go back to see amber means there are 3 lights. Amber means it is running. Green means it's done. Red means it is shut down. So now if you go back and see show VLAN. Oh, it is still not come. So what the problem? If I go back, show VTP status. So let me go back and put the password again. So VTP password CCNP. This is only we gave, right? CCNP. Show VLAN. Can you see here? See, I did not provide the password. That's why the VLAN was not coming. So you understand the importance of the password. If you know the password, then only those VLAN will come. And can you see where I am? I'm in VTP client 1, where I never configure the VLAN, but this VLAN came here. Similarly, let me go and verify here in the transparent. What does it mean by transparent? It will never ever take the VLANs. If you see here, show VLAN, it will never take. But our main test is here. If you go here, check show VTP status. Show VLAN. So nothing came. Oh, came here. See, client 2, red, blue, black. All VLANs came here. You haven't configured. Otherwise, you need to go to each switch and configure that. So how it is coming? See here. This guy actually, he's just become a transparent. So what is happening? VLAN is, what is VTP? Propagation of the VLANs or passing the VLANs, creating VLAN on one place and sending it to all other places. So in other sites, what you need to do, you just need to go and assign the ports into that VLAN. So let's say I want config terminal interface range fast Ethernet 0 by 10, so 0 by 1 to 9. Switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10. Go back, show status, show VLAN. Can you see here? VLAN 10, these 10 ports came into VLAN 10. There is nothing in VLAN 20 and 30. You need to assign that port. So can you see your administratively burden is getting decreased here. Tomorrow, if you can add another switch, just make it trunk, use the VTP mode and use the VTP password. So automatically this VLANs, whatever we have, this will get passed. And if you notice here, show VTP status. Here there is one important thing which is called versioning. Currently versioning is 2. So let me configure some more VLAN. Configure VLAN, let's say 40. Name white. Exit VLAN 50. Name, let's say server VLAN. So now if you see the VLAN in the local, see 5 VLANs are here. And if in the same switch, if you see show VTP status, can you if you go here to this switch, show VLAN, can you see here 50 and 60, 40 and 50 came here automatically. If you go here in the last switch, just now we check only 3 switch VLAN was there. Can you see now? So that's the beauty of VTP, and it's happening via trunk. And what we are passing VLAN. That's why we have 3 chapters: VLAN, trunk, VTP. So VLAN, configure the VLAN, why VLAN is required. Trunk, to connect the switches. And by using the VTP, you are passing multiple VLANs. So, and the commands are simple, configuring that, and show commands are show VTP, show VLAN, show interface trunk, show VTP status. Done. So this is how the trunk is called. Any questions here? Guys, any question?
Sir, Ravi have a question.
Yes, Ravi.
One second, sir. He explained. Yes.
Cisco में कनेक्ट करो कॉमन सा रियल टाइम में कैसा आता है कॉमन कैसा था रियल टाइम.
So he asking that we are clicking on in switches we are giving the commands, right? So in real time how it will come? Like in Cisco we are clicking here, so we are getting the box in the coding, right? So in the real time what we are where we will get that type of command he asking? Where
The same commands will be there. See, the packet tracer, it is a similar to the real switch. There is no difference. It is exactly same what we have, what we are seeing here.
Suppose this is a switch. Suppose this is switch. So he asking that how we can monitor. We can, how we can see in a computer that we
Okay,
are
okay,
clicking with the help of mouse, right?
okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. That's good. Good question. Good question. So now let me show you that. So now let's go back to the YouTube and I will show you something here. Connecting switch console. Okay, now see in the real time how we are connecting. So let's have a look here. Very good question, Ravi. Okay, now see here. So this is just one of the real-time stuff. So you can see there is a switches and this is your laptop. So this is called, these are the routers. These are the IP phones. Some firewalls also here. So this is some practice here this guy is doing. So now if you look at here, this cable is called a console cable, which is a blue cable. Okay, and this cable is used for initial configuration of the switch. See, when you are physically nearby switch, then you can use this console cable, and console cable is used for administrative purpose for first time. Okay, so now okay, so this console cable, there are two types of cable. One, this is a USB console cable. You can connect to the USB, and other end is a like some 16 port DB, 16 or 9 port, 9 port. So one end will connect to your PC, one end will go to the switch. So now he's using USB. See, he connected a USB here first. Okay, connected. Now then he will use this console, and the other end of that black cable he will connect to the, see, another option is, okay, now see here. Now see here. Okay, no, I missed this one. See, this end here is connecting here. So now you can use your USB to access the switch. So, and this port will go to the switch. There is a, in the switches there will be something called blue cable will be there. Okay, can you see here? So it will be written as a console. Blue color will be there. See, in the router also, even in the every hardware it will be written. Okay, this is a 40net firewall. See, there is also a console cable. Every network device will have a console cable that will be blue color. So you need to use that. Okay, now he will connect that to the console port. Okay, see, switch, router, firewall, they don't have monitor. You need to use your computer, your laptop as a monitor. Okay, now you connected. Now after that, now you need to use PuTTY software, or you can use Hyperterminal. So this is called actually the initial configuration of the switch. So is using, see, automatically you're into the router. See what he did, he just used the PuTTY, and automatically you can see you're into the switch router. So this is called, see now it is same like a packet tracer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is how we connect to the switches. Okay, so now once once we connect to the switch, then the first time whenever we connect switch, we will configure the management IP address of the switch. How to configure the management IP address? Just put in the VLAN 1, you can put any IP address and you can connect that switch to the LAN. Then the switch can be accessible from remotely. Remotely means if you are sitting, you are working from home, how you are connecting to the switches? So it will be via remotely. Remotely you can connect by using that management IP address. So that's one of the important thing. Okay, so this is how we connect, and we have seen 3 labs. What are those labs? The first thing, in this lab you covered VLAN, you covered trunk,
स्विच कनेक्ट है ना सबका स्विचेस का हाँ रिटर्न से कनेक्ट कर देगा
VTP. So see, the difference here is in packet tracer, you no need those console and all. Directly you can just open it, and this screen you are able to see here. See, in the packet tracer also there is option. I will show you. So let's say this PC, instead of okay, let's finish this topic first. So are you clear with the VTP? Why VTP use?
Yes, sir.
Why to use the VTP? Ubed?
Yes, sir.
For
Different for server and client.
APC and
Transparent switches we can use for different switches. We use the VTP protocol.
No, why to use it?
For connecting the switches to different switches. For
No.
Yes.
See, can you guys mute silent please? Okay, now see here. What is VTP? Used to share the VLAN configuration with multiple switches and to maintain consistency throughout the network. VTP allow an administrator to add, delete, and rename the VLAN information that is then propagate to all other switches in the VTP domain. So this is what we did here. We created the VLANs, it got propagated, right? So let's say I will say no VLAN 40, no VLAN 50. See, who is saying that? Administrator, like VTP server mode. Now if you see here, show VTP status, or you can say show VLAN. See, only 3 VLANs now. So now if you go back to this switch and check again, can you see only 3 VLANs there? So adding addition and deletion of the VLAN very quickly. See, it is like automation. It is happening in all the switches parallelly. See, okay, 50, 60 is there. It will take time. See, in case if it is not done, so this is actually the packet tracer. So what you can do is you can shut down and no shut down the port. Config terminal interface first Ethernet 0x24 shut down and no shutdown. Show VTP status, sorry, show VLAN. It will take time, some time, because you are checking. Okay, see here, right now it is amber color. Once it is green, then we can go and check. What is the purpose of adding VLAN? Very good question. Okay. So VLAN, it is it used for the first thing, separation of the duty. Okay, because in the networking you will have users, normal users which are sitting. Departments will be there: IT department, server department, HR department, procurement department. Okay, these are the department of the users. Similarly, you will have different type of hardwares, like you will have access points, you will have printers, you will have servers. So if you put them into one VLAN, then if suppose HR computer have some data, everyone can see that data. To separate them, we create the VLAN, HR VLAN. So all the HR machines will get into that VLAN. All users will be into that VLAN. Printer will be into that VLAN. That's why we create the VLAN. Got it? So separation of VLAN, it will give you a privacy. It will separate the broadcast domain, so that if anyone want to like send some packet, so it will be go within that VLAN only. Okay, so that's the advantage of the VLAN. I hope you got the answer. So now if I go back here, so VLAN, oh, it is still there. Okay, so VLAN, VTP, so VLAN, trunk, and VTP. You guys need to do this lab. I will share you the notepad. You can, and I will pass into group. You can look into that. Okay. So now let's go back to the question of Ravi. How to connect this switch? Okay. So now let's say, actually in the real time, how it is happening. So the switch will be there. Okay. You need to power on. There will be power. You need to connect that power. Next, you need to, let's say you have laptop with you. Okay, then what you need to do, you need a console cable. So what I will do, you need to console cable one side to your RS-232, and in the switch also there is something called console. See, you connected this switch as a console. So now if you open this machine, this laptop, in the laptop, if you go to the here, see there is something called hyper terminal software is there. So you just need to click on this hyper terminal and just say okay. So can you see you are into the switch, but via console cable. So this is the first time when we do. So first time what we do, enable, we will give the name, let's say config terminal, host name, let's say I will say lab switch. Then we will give interface VLAN 1, and we will give the IP address to this one, 192.168.10.10, let's say 255.255.255.0. okay, sorry, I will say interface VLAN 1, interface VLAN 1, IP address 192.168.10.10, 255.255.255.0. No shutdown. See, now what happened is, if you go back, show IP interface brief, go down, see, now VLAN 1, you're here, it is up. So now what you did, initially what I did, I just give the host name and I configure the management IP address of the VLAN switch. Then I will write the memory. Write memory means save the configuration, and I will go back. Then I will remove this. Okay. And then what I will do, this switch which just we configured, we can merge this switch to our LAN via trunk, or what you can do, you want to access this switch now. So what you can do, you can just go to the PC, then you can say access switch, complete this one. 1 second. So this port you can connect to the now any of the port. See, fast Ethernet 0x1. And let's say you can give the IP address of to this machine. Let's say 192.168.10.1. 255. So now you can ping to machine, ping 192.168.10.10. Are you able to ping your machine? Yes, you will ping. Just wait for 1 minute. Okay, now see here, I'm able to ping this. So now you are able to ping, but how to access this switch from this PC? So there is something called remote option. See, to access any switches, any switch, any router, any firewall, see, this is the switch. How you're going to access this? So the first option is via console. Guys, very important this one, via console. When to use the console? When you are nearby switch. Nearby switch, you need that console cable. Another option is called remote. You can connect to this switch via management IP address. So this is called remote via MGMT IP. And how we connect? There is something called VTY, line VTY. So here we can connect remotely. So if you are from this machine which have the IP address which is in the network, from this IP address to this IP address by using Telnet or SSH. There are two protocols, Telnet or SSH. Telnet is a less secure, SSH is more secure. By using this protocol, we can log in into the switch and we can configure that switch. And we use a software called PuTTY. PuTTY or some secure CRT, some softwares are there. Okay, PuTTY, I will show you. PuTTY. So this is the PuTTY software. It's a free tool. You can download it from internet. See, here there are two options, either Telnet. See, if you are near to the switch, then put the serial number. If you connected to the console, then put this serial and just open it. So once your switch is on, you will start seeing the screen or start seeing the iOS and screen of the switch. If you want to Telnet, then you need a manual. So this Telnet and SSH used for remote login to the switch, okay, by using the management IP address. So if you want to SSC, what is the difference? Port 23 is a telnet port, SSH is a 22. So now how to allow switch to log in remotely? So for that, you need to go to the CLI of the switch and you have to configure line VTY 0 to 15. You can say login, sorry, login local. Done. Then write memory. Now, if I go back to this machine, okay, and from this command terminal only, how I'm doing the ping, right? Similarly, I can do telnet. Telnet 192.168.10.10. Can you see? I'm trying to telnet it. Now switch is asking what is username. Now the security will get started from here. See, when you use the console, see in the packet tracer, when you go to the CLI means you're using a console. For the console, it will not ask the password and all. You need to set up that. But when I'm trying to use the telnet, it is asking what is the username and password. So I need to configure the username and password here. Let's say I will go here, config terminal. I will say username. Let's say PSF and password is CCNA. Done. And now I will go back to my PC. I will try to telnet again. Username is PSF CCNA. Guys, can you see here where I am? I am into the switch now. But what it is saying? No password set. It means when you try to log in remotely from the switch, you need a 2-layer of security. You need 2 passwords. One is user level authentication. Next, enable password is required. So it is asking enable password. So now you need to create the enable password. So how to do enable password? So config terminal, enable password. I will say Cisco123. So what is my password here? Cisco123. So now if I go back, just go back, exit. So now see here, I am from what I'm doing, guys, from this machine to this machine. This is switch. From my PC to the switch, I'm trying to access it remotely. Okay. So by using telnet protocol, telnet, it is asking what is username? PSF, password I'm using CCNA. So I'm into the switch. Now then enable. Again, it is asking the password. What is this password? This is enable password. What we use? Cisco123. See, now I'm into the switch. 2 types of login to the switch. Console login and line VTY login. Line VTY login means, console login means physically. Line VTY means remotely you're trying to access. When you try to access remotely to the IP, to the switch, you need IP address of the switch, which is called management IP address. You need username and password of the switch, authentication, and then you need enable password also. Okay, and lastly, I will show you one more command. See, now we put the password and all. So if you see, show running configuration. Can you see your password is clear text? See, username PSF, password is clear text. So clear text password, which is not secure. So for that, there is one more command. Secret, no, password encryption. What is that command? 1 second. I'm getting crypto. Okay. Service password encryption. See, when I put this global command, now go back and check, show running configuration. Can you see your password got decrypted now? See, no one can see the password. Only who created the password. What is that command? Service password encryption. It will decrypt your password. You put the plain previously it was plain text. See, it was saying Cisco 123 is the password and CCN is the password. But now it got encrypted. So now once you're done here, so now this switch, you can join this switch to this network. Let's say like this. This switch you can connect to via trunk port. This is your existing LAN and you can connect here. And now this switch can be manageable locally. Let's say this switch in Dubai and you are here in Hyderabad. So how to access that switch? By using a PuTTY software. You need to put the IP address of the switch. Let's say 192.168.10.1 and you can use that. So this is how you log in. Guys, in the last, I will, if you want to access the real-time switch or router. So there is one real-time switch and router free of cost available on the internet. You need to, if you guys are interested, I will show you how to access that. But before that, tell me your interest, if you're interested. I think no, you're not interested.
Yes, sir, interested.
Interested, right? Okay. But Shiv Kumar is not interested. See, Sai Kumar.
Interested.
అప్లికేషన్ అంతా అది నువ్వు వాడతావు అంటే కావాలి కదా అని చెప్పు అక్కడ చెప్పు
Sai Kumar, are you interested in marriage? Okay. So now let me share my screen. Okay, so to access a real switch, first of all, what you need to do, you need to go to the Google and on your laptop download PuTTY. See, there is something called the first PuTTY.org. So you can just click here. So you can, first you need to download this PuTTY software. See, PuTTY.exe, the SSH and Telnet client itself. So you need to, if you 64-bit, then you can just click here, it will get downloaded and you will see this is PuTTY software. Next thing, you want to see you want to log into the real switch and do some configuration, then you need to go to the Cisco DevNet. So go to the Google and just search DevNet. Cisco DevNet sandbox. Okay, so you will be here. So what is this URL? developer.cisco.com, or you can just search in the Google Cisco DevNet. So just okay. So developer.cisco.com site is sandbox. So now it is, for that you need to do a small, to access that you need to do a small step. You need to create your login. Okay, so I already have a login here, so I will use that. You need to sign up for the free. You need to put your email address and some stuffs, and you need to create your account. So I already have the account, so I'm here. So now in the sandbox, get started with the sandbox. So just click on that, get started with the sandbox.
Yes. It's taking time.
It is little bit slow, I don't know. Okay, it came now. So now here, see, here there are so many sandbox here. Sandbox means it's like a virtual stuff, but it is placed into the Cisco environment. You can go and use that. So here you can search saying, or you can say networking here. Just select here networking. So it will just filter you a networking labs. Okay. And here you can just go down. See, these all are reserve. You need to put the reserve and all. When you see always on, so these are something which you need to use always on. But if you go down, down, here we go. So see, oh, CSR, it is again. Okay, here we go. Always on iOS XE or iOS XR. So these two are always on available. So I want to use iOS XE. So this is like a router of switches. So just click on it, always on. So here you will see management IP address, username and password. You can go and try to access that. So now if you go down, so here you will see, this is the sandbox. So you want to access this real switch, real router. So just this is the DNS name. So this DNS name is actually, instead of IP address, we can use the DNS. And how to see that? So you know the NS lookup, like google.com has the IP address. Let's say ping, if I ping this one, see, this is a public IP address because you are accessing it via public. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to here in this place, I will put this one. Then they're asking the port is 22 and the developer, the username is developer. So port 22, I will you just need to say SSH. Okay, perfect. So I will not be able to, why? Because I have some restriction on my laptop. Okay. So, but when you put, so it will just ask you username. So username, you need to put the developer and password capital C1 Cisco 12345. Once you put that, then you will be into the username, new real switch and router, where you can play, you can put the commands, show commands, and you can do some configuration and you can see those things.
Yes.
So DevNet is a latest stuff where a lot of things are reserved there, a lot of things are free, but you need to use that. Okay, but if you don't want to do this, but I should recommend you like first try to get hands-on here on the packet tracer. Okay, and then once you're done, then you can also create the DevNet account and try access the real router and switches by using the putty. So Sai Kumar, Ravi, is your point is clear now?
Yes, sir.
How to create this how to access the switches?
The from PC, sir.
Exactly. So there are two options, console and the remote.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what is VPT VTP?
Virtual transport protocol.
Land ranking protocol. In this, we will configure all the switches.
Virtual LAN trunking protocol.
Okay, guys. So
दूसरे से ध्यान एक मिनट वाला तो आगे जाओ आगे तो अच्छा तरीके से समझ में आ जाना चाहिए
okay. So recap. So who is going to recap what we learned today?
Answer.
Okay, good, perfect. And VLAN now in the lab, VLAN, trunk, VTP. Okay, these all thing, and also IP address of the switch, username, password. So this video is already recorded. You can watch that video again, and you can do it. And there is one question: when we require server and client, what is the role of transparency? Okay, so there is a question: server client, where to our like if suppose you have 50 switches and you need to configure the 10 VLANs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 VLANs, then you need to log into each switch separately and configure that. To avoid that manual work, we use the VTP. So VTP is the domain where we make a server and the client. So server he can only create the VLANs. You can create VLANs there, and client will take the VLANs. And transparent is something in some situation where you don't want a VLANs from the server, but when another client is connected near to the transparent switch, so it will just take the VLAN, it will pass, but it will not store that VLAN. That's what the transparent is. So VLAN, VTP, STP, this one. And guys, what I'm thinking is from Monday, so let's start Microsoft Server after we finish. So because I need some time here, so 10 o'clock. So the same time like how you guys sitting here. So can we start having a remote class from Monday so that we can finish the CCNA first, then Microsoft Server we can start from 13 like next weekend, next to next weekend. So one second, let me stop this recording first, then we can talk.